Your data is for sale because who you are, who you interact with and what you do and what you like and what you don't like is up for sale.
Personal devices don't need to be secured at work.
The misconception quite often is that people think you can't force people to install security on their personal devices. It's their personal devices at the end of the day. I guess it's one of those areas where good communication and an understanding of some of the threats is really important, isn't it?
Absolutely. And to be honest, you look at Apple, you look at Google devices, they're all pretty much secure from the outset. So if people say that they can't install security software onto their devices, well, they already have that security software on the devices. They're already pretty locked down. So it's just about maintaining that security posture and taking that extra step to try and protect yourself. Maybe disable some of the auto share functions that come enabled with so many apps today. Cybersecurity is solely the IT department's responsibility. Oh, I like this one. It's always blame the IT department time. Every aspect of the business, everybody is responsible for cybersecurity. Everybody's responsible for security. You know, you see so many adverts about not leaving the front door of your building wide open, not letting people tailgate you into the building. The same principle applies to your cyber security. Make sure everybody across the organisation is bought into what that journey and what your vision for cybersecurity is, and take it seriously. Take it seriously. If something goes wrong, everybody in the business is most likely going to be affected by this. So why doesn't everybody as a business look to try and address this proactively in advance? A strong password is enough to keep your business safe.
Well, that's a bit like saying a strong lock on your front door is enough to keep all your valuables safe, isn't it? It's just one mechanism. Quite often, just putting stronger measures, more than just a password in place, will prevent so many different attacks.
Introductions such as Face ID or biometric ID, fingerprint ID, all of that sort of good stuff. And that is evolving almost daily at the moment. Why not take a further advantage of that? My data isn't valuable. Oh, this is a good one. I've had this conversation outside of work many times.
If your data is not valuable, please put all of your information, your SOAP code, your bank details, your date of birth, your PIN code, your call logs, your friend logs. If you could put that into the comments below, that would be awesome.
What about photos of your children? What about photos of your spouses? What about photos of your family? So is it just your data, or is it actually the data of people that surround you in your life that you should be worried about and you should be actually thinking about when you're trying to protect stuff?
You won't have received a bill from Facebook anytime recently, because your data is for sale, because who you are, who you interact with and what you do and what you like and what you don't like is up for sale. That's how Facebook is a multi-billion-dollar business. Data is the new oil.
Antivirus will always protect you.
It's that idea that you've installed something and then suddenly you can go, well, I can do anything I like now, in the same way that, again, the analogy of cars is, well, I've got a seatbelt on so I can drive like an idiot.
It will help. Antivirus will help, just like locking the front door will help, but it's not the be all and end all of security, and it should be used as a component or as a part of trying to make your cybersecurity posture strong. You'll know right away when your computer is infected.
No. Next one. No, I mean, this is not like someone breaking into your home. You're not going to suddenly see smashed glass on the floor. You're not going to see there's a big empty space in the corner where the TV used to be. Cyber criminals, the ones who are smart, will, once inside your systems, will often close the window behind them, won't they? You know, they'll close those gaps and hide in your systems until the time is right for them to strike.
Only big companies or famous people are targeted by hackers.
I think that probably comes from the why would anyone attack me? You know, I'm a small IFA, independent financial advisor, or I'm a small law firm, or I'm just a builder, or I'm a plumber. Who's going to care about me? The problem with that is that quite often they don't care, do they? Cyber criminals cast their net far and wide. That's why it's called fishing. See who they catch, and they don't care if they catch big fish or little fish.
I think people actually tend to avoid larger companies because the automatic assumption is that they've got more money to spend on cybersecurity, and that small companies are easy pickings.
If you did go after Google, the world's law enforcement are coming after you. But if you hack into 100 little, law firms or IFAs up and down the UK, likelihood is you're not going to trip over anybody. The police aren't going to be falling over themselves to go and try and investigate, because it's just too complex for them. As a smaller business, perhaps you are actually more at risk than you actually believe. We're smashing these misconceptions.
Cybersecurity threats come from the outside.
95% of all cybersecurity breaches actually occur due to human error. It's not always an external attack. People make mistakes because people are distracted maybe. And while people are distracted, they're likely to make mistakes. They're likely to hit that link that perhaps previously they might have paused for a moment.
We have one left.
One left, right?
One
okay,
left.
This is going to be an interesting one then. Okay, let's see if this can be a biggie.
Cybersecurity requires a huge financial investment.
From all that we've discussed today, the misconceptions, if we've smashed each one of those in the right way and people have followed some steps, putting a good password in place, having a good strategy to passwords, having multi-factor authentication, having malware protection in place, having this multi-layered approach to security doesn't cost a fortune. Having conversations with your family about privacy, having conversations with your employees about their approach to security doesn't cost anything. I think it's a huge misconception that it has to cost you a fortune to implement good basic cybersecurity hygiene. All you've got to do is know the value and the worth of the data that you have, how important it is, and then spend your money in an appropriate manner. So there you are. We have smashed a few misconceptions and we've had some interesting debate as well. If you did like this video, leave a like. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date with future content. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below.